Live from the Northeast Comedy Cabaret, it's Back to the Humor with your host, Josh Jackaboo.
I'm going to bring up our next guest, everybody. Simply D! Hey, what's up, brother?
Hey, what's going on?
I always get that black handshake thing. You never know you're going to do it, right? Like sometimes I shake a black man's hand and he goes, and I'm like, oh, I wasn't ready for it. Then I look like...
I got kind of a white guy, black guy handshake. That's my thing.
Firm, but yet subtle.
No, well, yeah.
So,
yeah.
So anyways, I want to know, like, you give a lot of comedians advice.
Yeah,
most comedians are very selfish with their knowledge. I've seen
Yeah.
you pull guys aside, you guys especially. You helped me out when I first started. What made you decide to start doing that? What made you decide to start, like, most comedians, like I said, they wouldn't help them. Why should you do that?
Well, when I first started doing comedy, about 6 years ago, there was a professional comedian, Jerry Torres, and he gave me a lot of advice. And his thing was that when he started, nobody wanted to give him advice, and he wanted to help other guys. And that's always been my philosophy. If I see a guy needing, well, truthfully, it's kind of a selfish thing, because I feel like if I can help a guy get further along, he might get there to where I'm trying to get before I get there.
Right.
And he'll remember the advice I gave him, the help I gave him. And I just want to help guys, want to help them, like what Nick was saying about subtleties on stage and everything. You know, I think he's Nick's a total asshole, and he was all wrong. No, no, but yeah, I believe in workshops, but I believe that the advice you get from working comedians is the best thing you can get, the best workshop per se. You know, and that's why I like to give guys advice, man.
I remember we did the Farm School Sports Bar. I left early, but you motorboated a black woman's titties, a very nice set of titties.
Yes.
Let's say you were a regular working man, and your wife was a female comedian, and she motorboated a guy's gigantic penis. What would you think about that? Would that bother you at all?
No, it wouldn't.
Actually, it's kind of different. It's the penis.
It's different. It's different. But here's the thing. I was doing a show one time, and I had motorboated a woman while my wife was at the show. And somebody yelled out, "Oh, I'd kill him if he was my husband." And my wife said it best. She said, "That's his job. That's what he does. That's his work." And I would understand, unless the guy's dick was bigger than mine. You know, there would be a problem with that. But no, I wouldn't get pissed about it. If that's part of what she does, and everybody knows that's part of what I do. And if that's part of what she does, it's part of what she does.
All right.
Yeah.
You believe in God?
You know I believe in God.
I know. I really didn't know.
Really? Yeah, I absolutely believe in God.
Do you think that black people need God more? Need to believe in God more? Is that a racist question?
No, it wasn't. It was a funny question. I do think black people need to believe more. You know what I'm saying? I think
sometimes you're white, it's just made, right, everybody? Oh.
I really do. I think black people have a greater need for belief in something.
Right.
Not necessarily God. You know, I believe in God, but black people need more of a belief in something because, and I hate to say this, but, you know, we've been through more.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You know, more than a lot of races. So, yeah, I think a belief at least in something. It doesn't have to be God, whatever it is, or whoever it is you believe in. Yeah, absolutely.
It's time for a change.
I got 25 seconds.
So you got into quite a few fights. I think about two. Was it?
Not
two, but I remember one you knocked the guy straight out, which is awesome. I think did you knock him straight out, right?
I put him on his ass.
Yeah, that's awesome. But I was asking why you, because you're very likable on stage, even though you go up there and
you know what?
I don't know why someone would pick a fight.
I have no idea. The one guy, were you at the show? That one show?
No.
It was actually a show here at this club. I just basically said to the, I didn't even say anything to him. I saw he wasn't having a good time. And I said to his wife, "Why'd you bring him along?"
Yeah.
You know, he's fucking the show up for everybody else. He got pissed and came at me. I see myself as a real likable guy. I don't know. Sometimes I might go a little bit overboard by what I say to people, but I try to get people to understand that this is comedy. What I say on the stage, it has no bearing on how I feel about you or, you know, who you are. It's just comedy.
Yeah. When I was at the VFW benefit show, you went on and killed it, but I remember like you were up there. I don't know if you saw this or not, but you said to a guy's wife, you're just joking around. You're like, "Oh, you got some big titties," and then you didn't realize her husband's right there.
Right.
And then you're like, "I'm gonna move on." And the guy got mad. He's like, "Yeah, smart move." And I think a lot of guys don't want you talking to their wife, and it's because you're just trying to create content. You're doing crowd work. You're thinking creatively, and they don't realize that. They just go, "This guy's hitting on my wife." Like your wife, like his wife is gonna fuck the comedian guy at the BMW benefit show.
Well, you know what? That's just, but you know what though? I find that those instances are few and far between. I've had shows and a numerous amount of shows where guys actually encourage me to do that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You get an asshole every now and then. You get a guy he can't distinguish comedy from real life, and that's, like I said, that's few and far between. But most people, they're cool with it.
Yeah.
You've seen me do it numerous times. Most of the people here have seen me do it numerous times. I don't really have a problem with it. Just that one once in a while asshole.
Yeah. So I realize you do a lot of crowd work in with your material. You have canned material, but you like to do a lot of crowd work. You do like some crowd work. You do material.
Yeah. Like
what made you decide to start doing it? Was it like
that's just natural? I wish that I could invite everybody here to a family function and you'd see why I do crowd work. My family are assholes, and we just talk about each other. It's natural. I never intended to do crowd work when I first started doing comedy. That was not my intention at all. That's just the way it came out.
All right, last question. What can we expect from you? I know you've been doing this for about 6 years.
About 6 years.
Very seasoned performer. You always do well. What could you do? Like, what do you expect?
Well, I'm expecting possibly to have sex with that girl there.
Where the white woman at?
No, actually, branching out to other clubs, branching out to some New York clubs, maybe doing a couple shows in Connecticut. I'm looking to get back into commercial work because I have done a few commercials, several movies. I did a print ad for Philips Lighting Company, and for the first time, I did it 2 years ago. For the first time, I actually seen one of my billboards. A friend of mine was in California, and he sent me some pictures of my billboard. So I want to get back.
Great Simply D. Thank you so much. Woo! Be back. Word of use. No controversy. No drama.